Let's move it now to Cape Town, where residents in southern suburbs are being warned of water supply disruptions. Zwaanswyk area in Tokai and Tokai will see residents have no water between 10 p.m. tonight and 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're joined by the Cape Town MMC, Zahid Badroodien. Zahid, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. How extensive have these water disruptions been?
So we've just come out of a 75-hour maintenance project to our bulk pipelines in the Cape Flats. This was a massive operation for the Water and Sanitation Directorate for a number of different reasons. It took us about 4 months for planning, hundreds of individuals involved before the weekend and during the weekend, but very successful. And this speaks to the city's interventions around upgrading and updating our infrastructure when it comes to our water and sewer pipe connections. We're spending about 300 million, 700 million respectively on that infrastructure to make sure that we are able to invest into this critical pipelines basically across the city. And so across our metro, week to week, day to day, we conduct a number of important tests which show us which systems require upgrades. It helps us to plan as well for these particular outages. But as I say to many residents that I engage with, it's a small inconvenience that we know will make sure that these residents have access to safe, clean and reliable water going forward.
So in terms of what then people can expect in the next 24, perhaps to 48 hours, what will remain of these disruptions?
So this is a coordinated project that we undertake across our city in all communities. This is not new, a new program to our metro. These dummy shutdowns which are undertaken are critical in the planning process so that we know exactly which parts of a particular community will have access to water and which parts won't have access to water, so that we can augment the water supply by the provision of standpipes and water tankers whilst we undertake the particular parts of the actual operations. And it is, as the Mayor has said many times before, that a city must be judged by its ability to address and maintain its infrastructure by what is reflected on our budget. And as I've mentioned, we have 300 million rand available for water pipe upgrades, 700 million rand for sewer pipe upgrades. And this is, as I've mentioned, is an important part of that particular process.
As it stands, I know that the city of Cape Town generally tends to have some form of interventions to cushion the impact of load shedding. I wonder if that has any bearing on the maintenance work that you're currently running.
So our teams will have the generators to make sure that they're able to conduct whichever work is necessary. When it comes to the issue of load shedding on our more major infrastructure, like our water treatment plants and our wastewater treatment works, we've already written to Eskom to ask that they exempt us from the load shedding grid. We've needed to submit additional information, which they're considering in terms of wanting justification as to why these processes are critical in a municipal system. But it goes without saying, if our water pump stations don't have electricity, then high-lying areas can't get the water. If our water treatment plants and wastewater treatment works don't have electricity, they can't then purify our water or clean the wastewater, making its way to those facilities. These are critical processes in any municipality, and so whilst the city has made sure that we've got generators available at some of the critical infrastructure, which includes our water treatment plants and wastewater treatment works and some major pump stations so that residents aren't impacted majorly by these load sheddings, it is an immense inconvenience into the smooth running of these operations that, you know, are necessary for day-to-day living and for basic human rights, if you want to take it that far. So we're in a difficult position, but we've put in a number of important mitigating measures like generators to make sure that we can at least have our systems working in our city.
All right, Cape Town Water MMC, Zahid Badroodien, we'll leave it there for tonight.